Program is sponsored by Shenanigan Sports Pub.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim fram sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another home edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Today, coming from the respective man caves of Mike Mayo, Jeff Defo DeForest, and Mike Lubie Lubitz. How's everybody doing today? How is everybody's lives and walks of lives? And I tried to take a walk this morning, and I did take a walk. After a mile, I was just drowning in my own sweat. It was pretty steamy out there. How are you doing there, Defo?
I'm doing well. I haven't gotten out there yet, but I'm going to hit the track right after the show here. So I don't imagine it'll be any cooler. Lately, it's been dodging the raindrops, though, on the walk of life. That seems to be the key. Another monster storm hovering overhead in Pompano Beach last night from the afternoon on. But it is nice. So once that dissipates, it's always a good time. So keep it up. I'm glad you're back on the exercise circuit.
Well, exercise circuit might be a little bit of a stretch. It was basically I drop off my car now in the morning at my daughter's place because she doesn't have a car yet. Some days when I'm just working at home in the early part of the day, I'll let her use the car to go to the gym so she could be healthy and active. So I drop it off and then walk the little over a mile back to my house. And, that's nice, but it's not the 3 or 4 miles I need to be doing. And I'm a little concerned, guys, now, because, obviously yesterday I detailed the eating orgy, which is about to conclude today. But I just feel myself, how after a couple of weeks of I don't want to say the 4-letter word, keto, I felt kind of spry and invigorated and mentally aware, had good acuity. That's a good word. Right now, I'm the complete opposite. I just felt like, you ever see like a whole bathtub filled with schmaltz? If somebody ever made a big vat of chicken soup and that has that layer of that congealed fat on the top. Well, I feel like I've just did a 10-foot dive into a vat of schmaltz, and it's just coating my brain cells and my body. I looked at my gut the other day. I'm wheezing when I'm tying my shoes. I'm just so I can't remember anything. I need help, gentlemen.
Best day to start a diet would be tomorrow.
Yes.
The best day to start anything new that's going to help yourself is tomorrow. That's the way I always look at it.
And everybody out there is an accomplice. You, Tom Tanazzini, you're an accomplice. You, Defo and Lubie, you say, oh, don't do the keto. You got to eat for the show. And then you bring me to Talia's Tuscan table and you absolutely slaughter me. You, Bonnie DePacio, I am so looking forward to tonight. I'm going to Cafe Seville with Bonnie, and Joe C., who's never been there before, is coming down.
He's in for a
Lubie
treat.
and Shirley, you're invited if you want to come. Just as long as you pay your own way. I don't think you have to pay for me. I'm going to handle myself or something. But
what time? Because I do my trivia on Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah, you're screwed. You're not coming. All right, sorry, guy. You got to get there soon. But okay. So here's the big finish today, and I'm excited about this. Today after the show, I'm going to Pizza Spot. I haven't been to Wade's in a while, and with my friends Scott and his daughter, Erin. Congratulations. She graduated from Nova High and is about to enroll. Kids today, they don't even get the summers off between graduating high school and going to college, especially those that are in the Florida system and the prepaid plan, or when they get enrolled, they have a better chance of getting accepted to some of these colleges now if they start in the summer. So Erin's going away on Thursday. She's starting her college adventure at Tampa, University of South.
My buddy did the same thing, actually. He went to USF and he went the week after graduation.
She's a great girl, but I proposed going for a little farewell lunch at Wade's today. We're going to have some pizzas and maybe.
Are you going to do the cherry bomb?
I might have to. It's been a while. This is the final day.
You're not the only one that orders that pizza there, are you? Obviously,
No,
they have it on the menu. It must be more
no,
popular
it's
than that.
the components are there. The
Oh,
hot
okay.
cherry peppers are there. Some people do it instead. I do it with the bacon because the way he does his bacon, it's already rendered and crisp and it's beautiful. A lot of people do the hot cherry peppers with pepperoni or even sausage. You could go any
Well, when
kinds of
Nicky
way.
Mohan was backing off of that, that's when I realized
Yeah,
I'm not a
I
wimp for saying that this thing is a little hot.
I gotta say, I mean, I could see why I have so many digestive issues between the diverticulitis and things. I like it hot, and I eat these cherry peppers. And even when I went to Thai Spice for the first time last week with Kui, who's even though he has a sushi place, he's originally from Cambodia, so he likes the spicy Southeast Asian spice. And he was like, "Are you okay if I get it a little like Thai spicy?" I was like, "Bring
Cool.
it on." And he brought out a lot of the dishes we had were Thai spicy with the extra dish of the Thai chili peppers diced up in the vinegar and the fish sauce, and we ladled that on. And I was doing that, and he was like, "Wow, you are like." He was impressed. I was honorary Asian for the day,
Did
and
you have a towel? Did you bring a cutting end? I
I,
mean, how did you handle that?
I sometimes I do tend to schwitz a little bit,
Yeah.
and this morning, just out of nowhere. Well, maybe it was because I had some leftover spaghetti and meatballs for breakfast. I just started I broke out into a sweat, and I was a little concerned. I started putting on my heart monitors and my blood pressure
Oh yeah, as long
devices.
as you don't pass out.
No, I haven't done that yet. But me, I am Mr. Hypochondriac, and I was like, okay, is it finally time? Is it the big one coming after all this eating? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler, only you call it The Eater. Did you ever see that movie?
The Wrestler was a great movie.
Or
It's a
do it
great
often if
where
on
he
our show.
just goes out, in that whole flourish. And that's why I'm fear that today might be between doing the pizza spot in the afternoon and then doing the big finish. The big finish tonight is going to be at Cafe Seville. And here's what I see in my head, dancing in my head. I see a martini. I see the shrimp with garlic. Was it the
Gambas Añejo.
gambas ajillo. I see a nice chunk of that warm loaf of the big bread that he gets, I think, from Gran Forno. That it's like a big loaf of sourdough. I see pulpo in the Santa Fe sauce, the octopus.
Oh,
And
wow.
then for the main course, I see.
Yeah, that isn't even to the main course yet.
No. I might get a little one of his maite salads, the ones with the hearts of palm in it. I love that salad. And believe me, my body is desperately screaming for some greens. But the main event, you know what it's going to be. What is
I mean,
stuffed
you're going for the stuffed veal chop, right?
stuffed veal chop? That's the big finish.
I've
followed
never
by
had
the-
that there. I don't know that I think once I ordered a meat dish there, but I'm so enthralled with and
Well, his
so
fish.
amazed by the seafood that I always order that.
His fish is beautiful. And henceforth, after today, I will be relegated to nothing but light fish, the swordfish or the grouper or the snapper in some of those beautiful
Swordfish,
light sauces.
it was very simply prepared by Seville standards, and it was as good as any I've ever
Delicious.
had. Last time I was there, it was great about a
Yes.
week ago.
When I was in my healthier days, all of 1 month ago, I did get a piece of swordfish there one night. It was excellent. But tonight, no holds barred. This is it, the big finish, stuffed veal chop, 3 cheeses. I think he uses the manchego, which is a Spanish cheese. He uses like a mozzarella or some other, like a fontina. It's just a cheese orgy, which is just the perfect way to finish off my whole eating.
Lubie, you have to get
bacchanal.
down there, man. I mean,
I'm aware. I've heard about this place for over a decade. I've never
And
been.
the thing
Josh
is,
trying that.
it's very rare that a place that that's been mentioned frequently, reviewed a lot on Let's Eat South Florida, the group net now. Did you see we're already at like 109? We grew like another 1,000 in just like 3 days. I don't know what's going on, but like our growth, it says in the past 7 days we're up almost 1,500 members.
Oh wow!
And it's just now
It's got to
getting
be
too
that
big.
the show's airing on the Facebook page.
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
Absolutely it.
That's the attraction. The Mike
so-
Mayo Lunchbox.
The not the exclusive home, but definitely the flagship home of the Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group, zeroing in 110,000. But what I meant to say is, nary a negative word has ever been spoken. I don't think ever about Cafe Seville. Every post I've ever seen has sung the praises of Joey Esposito and his wife Sally, and the service and the food, the fresh fish, the stuffed veal chop, anything at Cafe Seville, like that takes some doing because, like, let's face it, everybody sometimes maybe gets a bad dish or it might be an off night. But I've never seen anybody speak ill of Cafe Seville, so that's quite the feat there for Joey.
Well, one of the good features there too, in terms of the service, is that there will be several people that show up at your table during the course of the meal, and it's not one of those places where if somebody walks by and you need something, and it's not my section. Yeah, call Joe.
Right.
I mean, they're really on top of it there, and you feel like you're being served by the entire staff. It's fantastic.
That is the real team concept, and it all starts at the top with the head coach. In this case, would be Joey Esposito, and he is a man that loves to go around. He likes to touch the tables. We talked about this last week, and it's just when you have a hands-on owner, a guy who's there every day, watching over everything and watching over all his guests and making sure everybody is leaving happy and sending out a little dessert tres leches cake here and a little appetizer, a pulpo or an escargot there. It leads to repeat customers. It leads to happy customers.
You're leaning towards. If Joey's watching, I mean, what are you doing except prodding him to comp you something on this meal tonight?
No.
I'm assuming Casal is probably picking up the check because it's your birthday.
No, I think Bonnie and Cassell might be a joint production.
Oh, they're pulling their resources for
we'll
this.
See, I don't know.
And
I expect
you're
nothing.
Ordering off the chart. I mean, like 6 different items here.
I didn't even get to the wine yet.
Wow, because the last time I was there, I also dig the sangria they do there. I'm not a big sangria guy, but I like the way they do it.
They do a really nice
Very nice,
sangria.
yeah.
They also have some very nice Spanish reds. And, I'm a wine guy. And in terms of, I'm also a big value guy and the big V. That is, Spanish reds are the best value among European wines because France and Italy get all the, the accolades and the medals and stuff. But some of the Spanish reds, the Riojas, and the Riviera del Dueros, they're really good wines at sometimes like half the price of some of the other ones. So I might get a Spanish red, or it's summertime and it is hot outside. So you're right. The sangria is good. And you got to try that veal chop one time after your cardiologist and neurosurgeon.
Commercial. It looks freaking insane.
Yeah. No, it's just not me. I mean, if I can find seafood like that, I'm going to order that every time.
Split it. You split.
Yeah.
You get a veal chop. Have a little
but
piece.
Mustang doesn't eat meat.
Not everyone's
rarely. And actually, what's funny is the last time I was there, we had one appetizer. We tried the chicken in garlic sauce, which was very good. And then we split a swordfish as a main dish. And honestly, I mean, when it came out, they're nice enough there. If you do split something, to actually give each person a separate plate and the sides as well. And I mean, you would have thought that was the portion. Like if that was the portion for the price,
you would have been happy. Yeah,
I would have said, "Wow, man, these guys are really something, man. They must be losing money on this."
And look, I don't mean to make this sound like a long infomercial for Cafe Seville, but they are one of our longest and greatest sponsors. Joey is one of us. He loves the horses, and you'll find them on his day off. Not on Sunday's family day, but besides church, you'll find him praying at the altar of the winner's circle.
Our Lady of Paramutual.
Yes. So, but I love the place, and that's why I had to hit it for the big finish of the birthday. I guess it's fortnight birthday month. It was birthday week.
You're like you're like a teenager. It's freaking birthday.
I'm gonna get on the scale tomorrow. I'm gonna be utterly horrified and shocked.
And then you do some fakakta diet again. There's got to be a way for you to eat food you like, and also not do whatever the hell the last.
Well, my question to you is this: then we line up shows like Back at Talia's Table, or a hot dog eating contest at Arbetter's Hot Dog down in Miami, which is going to be.
I had nothing to do with that thing, and I'm excited for it. But you choose things like that. When we go to these restaurants, all I ask of you is to taste it. I've never asked you to stick your face into it and take a bath.
I have to live and breathe it, experience it. Again, I'm diving into the vat of the schmaltz.
So, something does happen to you when they put food in front of you, though. You go through a vital transformation, some kind of
It's usually good.
bizarre, evil metamorphosis
It's just
in terms of your own health and well-being.
But the whole, you know what? I am. I guess I have to rein it in a little bit because when you have new head football coaches recoiling in horror, saying, "I need a bib," when I unhinge my jaw and shove down almost that. And I guess I could do the whole sandwich half if I want to, but we would need some paramedics and experts in the Heimlich maneuver standing by because one of these
Well,
days.
after you took that bite, he asked you if you still had eligibility left. He wanted you on the offensive line.
Oh man. So it's been a fun run. I gotta tell you, all the different places and being able to hit some of my favorite spots, some of our sponsors. And again, you don't get to be a sponsor on the Lunchbox unless you're gambling gourmet and Lunchbox approved. It has just been a real treat. So yeah, and all good things have to come to an end.
Finding a first-time starter at Cafe Seville.
Oh no, she lives near there. Her and her late husband Richie used to be regulars there. They love
Okay.
it. Bon is a big fan.
Well,
of
we know
it.
Casal is a real. I mean, he would be under the definition of some kind of foodie. I mean, he really gets into it, cooks
Yeah.
a lot at home, and is always absolutely enthralled with anything out of New Orleans as well. But and this, with the Spanish influence. There is. I mean, I don't know that you would say it's not New Orleans food, but there is, kind of an element, a little bit of New Orleans there, as well as the Argentine influences at Cafe Seville. I mean,
Well,
you're going to feel like you could have gotten something like that maybe on Bourbon Street if you went to the right place.
Oh yeah. The way they just all kinds of good sauces and
Yes.
breads and dipping things. And Seville, obviously it's in Spain. Nominally a Spanish restaurant. I call it continental. Kind of has a little bit of the elements of some Italian food. The funny part is Joey bought it. Joey and Sally bought it from a duo, a Spanish brothers that they were from Spain and they ended up going back to Spain. And Joey bought it in the mid '90s. Joey is from Pittsburgh. Joey's Italian, obviously Esposito. The head chefs there are from Central America. I think it's either El Salvador, but none of them have ever been to Spain. But
Yeah.
they just
Is that
got the
right?
recipes.
Not
Yeah,
even Joey.
not even Joey. It's
Wow.
it's funny. I mean, I wrote about it when I did formally reviewed them for the Sun Sentinel, and I gave it a solid 3 stars. If I went back now,
I
I
think
would
you had
give
to
it
upgrade
4.
that. That was weak.
Yeah, that was one of those where, in hindsight, I was
You were a harsh critic.
I was
I
a
mean,
harsh critic.
you
I
were
was a
trying to fill the
very,
role
very-
of the hard, blank rhymes with pass,
Yeah.
food critic, and I don't think you wanted to show favoritism, but maybe that influenced you the other way. Where
When I see,
I mean, I would consider that whatever your highest rating was 4 stars. It
4
had to
stars.
be at least 3 and a hook.
it should be, and I wish I could revisit it and add that extra hook, the half star, because it is a very good to excellent place. Again, the 4 stars I tend to say for
I was
the
gonna say, you could
extraordinary that has all the kind of cutting edge cuisine with the fancy, maybe a great location, or so this is like a basic, very comfortable place, but they get everything right. And 3.5 for sure.
What would be my go-to place for almost any sort of thing that you just want to have a great time as well as a great meal, because the atmosphere there is terrific. And with a first-time starter, many of those occurrences took place at Cafe Seville, and any special occasion, it's always great. People are always asking on Let's Eat South Florida, "Hey, where do I go for my anniversary? 30 years. I love this guy." Cafe Seville, a perfect spot for.
There's
any
a
of those occasions.
reason. Yeah, there's a reason why I start their spot here on the show with when people ask me where to go, I say, "Hey, Cafe Seville." That's the answer.
And it's easy to find, man. It's right there, Oakland Park and
It
Bayview.
is easy to
It's practically on the corner.
going from a place today that's maybe a little tricky to find to someplace that's very easy to find.
Yeah.
We love Pizza Spot. We love Wade. Judy J is telling me to stop the booze also. And I guess she must have seen the picture of me with Tom T the other day because I was lit.
Were you blasted?
Oh, yeah.
Because it looked like you were blasted after the trip to the ex-wife's house.
Oh, yeah. She got the shot of me and her boss, who also came
You were
over with
passed
his
out.
daughter. It was the golf. I'm going to
What
blame
do you
it on
do
the
when
golf.
your ex-husband passes out on your couch, though? I mean, that's
Take a
kind of
picture and
a
use that for-
predicament you put her in.
She took a picture of the two of us just totally snoring and snoozing on the couch, and now has that for all kinds of blackmail purposes. And I imagine it'll
Yeah.
come in handy when it's
You'll
raise
be
a bonus
child
time.
support till your daughter's 40.
But look, we got slaughtered with that meal too. I mean, again, the steak and the pasta. She made this eggplant rollatini, the homemade meatballs, a shrimp cocktail, the steamers, and then you go there and you watch the U.S. Open. The last 5 holes, we had no shot. I mean, there's nothing more boring than the finish of a U.S. Open that's basically decided, right? I got a
I think
little
when it
close.
came down to the wire. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was passed out, so I don't really know.
Yeah, you missed the thrilling conclusion.
I don't know. The Wyndham Hotel guy, is he related to the Wyndham Resort?
Wyndham
Who
Clark,
names their
no.
kid Wyndham, like spelled like the hotel?
And what do you call the guy for short? I mean, his friends weren't calling
Windy.
him. Oh, Wyndham, you want to play some ball today? Well, let's go golf.
Windy.
Yeah, Windy. But anyway, and what if Winderman's parents, Ira Winderman, and his parents had named him Wyndham Winderman, he would be.
Yes.
No, the guy started to unravel, not really unravel, but he had a couple of tough breaks, and all of a sudden it was like a 1-shot lead going to the final hole where anything can happen. So
Yeah, I missed that part. I was
Yeah.
snoring. Yeah. No, I thought Wyndham had like a 3-shot lead at one point. But
he
no, you're
did.
right.
He got it up to 3, and then he bogeyed 2 holes in a row.
Yes.
But McIlroy couldn't make anything. He had a lot of putts that he had a chance at, and Scheffler missed a lot of short putts, or he might have won the thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking short, like, from 10, 12 feet, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it did get interesting. It really
was
did.
good. Look, I was rooting for Rory, but whatever. The Hilton boy, is it Paris Hilton's sister, brother, Wyndham? I still don't know why anybody
Wyndham
would
Clark, 29 years old. He finally broke through this year, won his first tournament about a month ago, and I have to give him credit. You know what? When a guy like that is in a position where it's more likely he'll wilt than come through, and they end up on top, he made a couple of great shots at the end and came through and
Very
won
nice.
his first major.
I
And
see
Rory
on
McIlroy hasn't won one in 9 years, which is amazing.
Nice.
That's
No,
36
that's
whiffs
hard
in a
to
row.
believe. It's all slipping past him for now, because prime years for golfers, you got to start collecting the wins in your early 30s, because by the time you hit 40, it's usually few and
It's
far
time to
between.
go to the senior tour or whatever that is, the Champions Tour.
So, well, we've hit the summer doldrums when we're talking about golf. But I did like.
Well, that's why you fell asleep, you said. I think it was the food.
Yeah, it was the food and the golf and the booze and the wine and everything. We got people chatting on here that I gotta, stop drinking. Judy's saying too. She saw a picture of me from. I think I posted something on my Facebook page from 2016 when I made a visit to Trump Tower on a visit to New York, and I was much skinnier then. And this was before I became the food critic. So we're talking about 50 pounds ago. It's kind of sad, but I just consider myself like, if Robert De Niro could go up and down for Raging Bull for the Jake LaMotta part, there's hope for me yet. I could, I'm at the top of the scale, and we'll see.
That was a great line in that movie. One of my favorites. It stands out every time I examine myself and say, oh, geez, you're getting fat. Where De Niro was sitting with Pesci, and they're in there with the Chicago gangster. And, as they sit down, the guy says to LaMotta, the character De Niro was playing, looks like you put on a few there, Jake. And what does he say? I'll take it right off.
Take it right off. And then there's Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci playing his brother, who's admonishing him to lose weight, and says, a little more effing and a little less eating. You'll be fine. So I'm going to try to do that. That might be the summer.
Does that qualify as one of the great food scenes in movies all time?
Which one? When he's
the references to weight in Raging Bull, would that qualify as a food scene in a movie?
I don't
not
know
really. No, that doesn't really count for that
food scene.
Isn't Pesci ripping him though while he's eating a steak?
Yeah. He's got the big steak. Just right out of the cast iron pan. I think he's just slicing it right there.
I have to put it up there then. With some of my favorite food scenes in movies.
That was good. Hey, on the chat line, I see we have Tom House in the house. He's a veteran food world person. He has a consulting firm. I don't know if he's chimed in before, but good to see you here, Tom House. Guy who's done a lot of work with Thai Spice also. He was happy to see that I finally made it in there after all these years. And I got to say, Tom, it's one of those things. I regret that it took me so long. And just as I see some people on the chat line saying they made it into Cafe Seville recently, and their first reaction is, why did it take me so long? And that's always a great reaction to have when you go to a place that you've never been. And I know I revisit this topic a lot because I'm obsessed with places that I need to get to and I haven't been. And I put up a post yesterday on the group about that. And I'm down to 5 since I've been to Thai Spice, but I kind of break it down by county. And in Broward County, the place that I can't believe that I've never been yet and I really want to go to, one is in your neck of the woods, Lubie. It's called the Cook and the Cork, and it's run by a
That
nice
place
husband.
is fire. Shirley and I went. It was for my birthday. That place is great. It's
Yeah.
small, cozy.
Dina
Like you'd
and
like it.
Keith. Yeah, Keith is the chef, and Dina runs the front of the house. And hear nothing but great things. And I've seen them at several food events and tasted their food at food festivals. I just have never been in there. And the place is only open Wednesday through Saturday. It's only 4 days a week since COVID. They have a good work-life balance. They also do a lot of catering, so they have enough business, outside of the restaurant, I guess. But makes it difficult because I tend to like to go out earlier in the week. So you've been there then. What's do you remember what
Great.
you ate? Just
Trying to remember.
overall good.
It was back in like October, so I'm trying to remember the dishes. I remember it felt a lot like because we like American tapas, sort of like that, but a little bit nicer. Like it had a little bit nicer feel.
Yeah.
But the service was great. It's smaller. It's quiet. I would take if you have a friend in your life, I would take her possibly because it has a nice romantic vibe to it.
Okay. Is it on Sample? Is it out west there?
Right on Sample. It's very. Now I'm just doing. It's very easy to find.
It's close to Runyon's, I think. Right, somewhere.
It's very close to Runyon's.
Yeah.
I think it's by Bravo, where across the street, the other side.
Oh, with the Peruvian place that we.
Or it's on the south side of the street. Yeah. It's really good. Like I would definitely give it a try if I were you. It's right up your alley. I think you'll enjoy it.
Good. The other place in Broward is that I've never been. I can't believe it. Is La Vie or VIE. It's the Lebanese restaurant right across from the Pompano Harness Track or whatever they call it now. Defo, have you been there? They have belly dancing and stuff.
No, I have not been there. But I am familiar with that form of cuisine, of course, from my days at I was a Moroccan restaurant, the Dar Maghreb, and it can be very, very good. Depends on how
the
they
Mediterranean, similar,
yeah.
But La Vie, or however, my French is terrible. La Vie,
La Vie, it would just be.
It's La Vie.
Say La Vie, the life. Say La Vie, La Vie, Lebanese cuisine. And again, one of those things that it gets a lot of love, a lot of rave reviews on Let's Eat, and they have the weekend entertainment, the belly dancers, and other kinds of floor shows. Been meaning to get in there for a long time, and I haven't. And it's been around also, I think, at least 20 years. So that's my 2 in Broward. And the place up in Palm Beach is Buchan, which is like a real foodie paradise. The chef Clay Conley used to work with Michelle Bernstein at the Mandarin Orient Hotel in Miami, Azul, when she first kind of made her name for herself. Clay was her, I think, number 2 or the sous chef. So Buchan's been there for a while, and tough spot to get a seat in the prime winter season. But this time of year, you could get in there. But Buchan, another place I want to get to. So many places, so little time. And after today, I'm going to be wiring my jaw shut and not even a liquid diet because knowing me, I'd go to Jackson's and have like milkshakes for lunch.
Milkshakes.
A little moderation may be in order. The quadrupling and quintupling of meals, at high-end places, where it's not just. I mean, even tonight you're already kind of over ordering for a normal person.
And that's
no one person could eat all that.
And coming on the heels of a lunch that I imagine is going to be rather large and not modest at pizza spots. So
and throwing a pizza spot as an appetizer that really makes it rough. I mean, I don't know that I could hit both places in the same day.
I feel of myself like I'm kind of almost at the peak of Everest, and the air is getting a little thinner. It's getting a little harder to breathe. And I don't know.
You're in a do or die situation, not die literally, but I mean, you're at the real compelling point here. In your life, having hit 57. 54 used to be the Mendoza line for men. That was the age where stuff started happening that you were mystified by, and even doctors couldn't diagnose what was happening to you. But now I think the new Mendoza line for men is 64. But how you approach that from 57 on, I think is going to be crucial to see if you
Yeah.
make 74.
See, what I'm a little concerned about is that I start to go on the right track with good intentions, and then I veer really hard and fast.
It's
And
called no willpower and no discipline. Yeah.
it's also
It's
called
basically it, right? I stand in front of the fridge every day and say, "Don't do it, don't do it." In fact, there was a time, where it was common when dieting to just write the word "no" on the refrigerator door. But then you also, in your case, because I don't know that many people that go to multiple restaurants in the same day where they're consuming large amounts of food, and you have the capacity to do that where
yeah.
others may not.
I'm a professional.
Yes.
And one other thing besides lack of willpower and discipline, it's called self sabotage. And again, that's
Well,
a
a little
dangerous
self control, sure.
self
But what's good
sabotage.
is, see, this is why it was good you got into this in the first place because you love this stuff. So I know, and who doesn't love food? I mean, if you don't love good food, what are you doing on Let's Eat South Florida?
Right.
Which I did want to say. I mean, because you bring this topic up a lot about places that you would like to go that you haven't been to, and I had mentioned that one of the places that I was always curious about, right across the street from Joey's place, Cafe Seville, is that Rainbow Palace. But lately, I've been discouraged actually, and I'm not one to have an immediate reaction to depending on the kind of tone of the negative comments that are written about a restaurant, but it seemed to get a very unfavorable kind of kind of review overall on Let's Eat South Florida. Most people were saying food is bland; it's a little overpriced. I don't know. I mean, is that
It's
because of the expense that
it's Chinese
they thought
food
it was
for
not great?
Chinese American food for rich Americans. Basically, their price point, their service is great, and it's white linen place.
Okay.
Very, very good service. And the way it was best described to me, and I've been there a couple of times over the years, and I would rather go to places like Silver Pond or Hong's Barbecue now near me in Davie. That what people would call the more authentic Chinese restaurants, also more reasonable Chinese restaurants.
How hard
Christina
heavy are you
Wan's.
getting whacked there at, somebody mentioned Christina Wan's as an
Christina
alternative.
Wan's is like a little bit, it's lower priced, even though it also has great service and really good Chinese food. Also, kind of the Chinese American, with more of the fried dishes and things that have the cornstarch. But Rainbow Palace, the way I heard it best described is it's in that neighborhood, the Coral Ridge neighborhood where there's
Bayview, yeah.
Coral Ridge Country Club. So it's basically for all the people who are members of Coral Ridge Country Club that want that country club experience, but they can't get good Chinese food at the country club. So
Okay.
they basically made Rainbow Palace like their satellite location of the country club for when they want Chinese.
All right. So it's an upscale May's Kitchen, is what you're saying.
Uh, yes, I guess you
May's
could put it that
Kitchen
way.
with napkins.
May's Kitchen, doesn't that have like bars and bulletproof glass? on the windows?
The neighborhood there is, I don't know that it's, it would be deemed bad, but it's a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a defender of Rainbow Palace saying the prices there are not that ridiculous. And yeah, there are
Okay.
some Chinese
I mean,
places.
how hard are you getting whacked on Chinese food?
Some of their main courses are in the $40 range.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
With
Okay.
some of the fish and shrimp dishes, and I think some of the beef dishes are in the $40 range, which is similar to what you get at Christine Lee's down at Gulfstream, but they're dealing.
Prices.
Christine Lee is extremely popular with almost everybody, right?
Yeah, especially for spare rib eaters, because they make the best honey glazed spare ribs anywhere in South Florida. I defy anybody to show me a better one because I've eaten a lot of them, and Christine Lee's has great spare ribs. And you're right, Defo. I
What's
got to
that?
give you props. The chicken wings with the drizzled with the
I
oyster
think they're great.
sauce.
I really
They're
do.
great. They're great. I had them with Nikki Mohan on Derby Day, and that was a lot of fun. We downed a lot of ribs, a lot of chicken wings, and we got some of those.
You're
Pot
not
stickers.
inclined to, kind of react to somebody else's opinion on things, which is interesting that you handle all these opinions on Let's Eat South Florida. But I remember when I said, "Hey, I like the chicken wings there," you were like, "Well, that chicken wings. What are you talking about?"
Well, I was wrong.
But now that you had them, I mean, and that's a big admission on your part that you were wrong about that.
I was wrong, and I prejudged. I never had them. I've seen
Of course,
them,
yes. I mean, it was
but
the
it's
same
like
thing with
once I'm
some
going
other
there,
places.
Once I'm
Yeah.
going there, I would. I always gravitate towards the great dumplings, the pan fried dumplings,
All
and
good.
the
All good.
ribs. All good
Yeah.
there. We love Christine Lee's. We love Christina Wan's. We love all Chinese food. We even love Rainbow Palace if somebody else is paying. So that's part of the gig.
Well,
Um,
I don't mind paying if it's really great, but the reviews seem to be favoring in the majority of people that said it wasn't all that great.
Segue alert. You know where I don't mind paying anytime.
That would be Tropical Acres because
That
it's
would be
always,
Tropical
but
Acres.
that's
That would.
extremely reasonable by comparison to other
You don't
places.
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like
that's
sure.
you're
right.
paying.
And I saw somebody went over the weekend. They posted a picture of their just absolutely
I
gorgeous
saw that.
prime rib.
Wow.
Looked perfectly medium rare, nice and red and pink and juicy in the middle. That little ribbon of fat. Some people said, "Oh, too much fat." No, that's what you get in prime rib.
That
It
looked
gives it
great.
the flavor. You
Yeah.
cut around the fat, and then you get that the spinalis at the edge that goes between that ribbon of fat, and then the outer bark where it's well seasoned. Oh my God, I love the Tropical Acres prime rib. That's one of the all-time classic specialties and reasonably priced. You choose your size there. You could get kind of the junior cut. And I think that one is still going for like only $29. You get the medium cut, 10 ounces. I think they call that one the queen cut. That's $36. And then the king cut, of course, fit for a king like me. I think that's going now for about $42, which when you compare it to places, I don't want to name any names, but in Lubie's neck of the woods, I went to a place that has, excellent prime rib, but it was like $70,
Yes.
$67. And this we're talking, almost half the price for the junior cut. And it comes with a salad and a side dish. One of the many reasons why I love Tropical Acres, because they have great value, great service, great hospitality. The Studiali family, they've been doing it a long time. They take care of everybody. They make everybody happy, and they're open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. They have happy hour in the bar every weeknight from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Those half price Belvedere martinis, you can't beat that. $8 for a Belvedere martini. Forget about it. And then, of course, tonight, still half price wine night, Monday and Tuesday. You get really good bottles of grape juice for half the regular price. It's cheaper than you get at a lot of the discount liquor stores in town. Again, Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road. They have a butcher shop in there too if you want to bring home some of the filet mignons to throw on the grill at home. That's open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. But better yet, go into the restaurant, enjoy the bar, the lounge, the dining room, have yourself a great meal for any occasion. Tropical Acres, tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
You know, of course, Mike Mayo, the three ugliest words in the French language, especially when it comes to the restaurant business.
A la carte.
A la carte. And I don't think Jack Studiali took French. He must have taken Spanish in school because that $42, I mean, includes like a lot of stuff, which is not common at all or typical of any steakhouse where, you order a side that really is only enough for maybe one person and it's supposed to, be good for four and it's, $18 of mashed potatoes or something. No, so really a great deal there as well. And half price again on wine tonight. All right, coming back with more of Mike Mayo's Food Odyssey on the Lunchbox in a moment.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Oh, we're back on the Lunchbox, and after all this eating, I need a massage, and lo and behold, my daughter got me like the best combo birthday, Father's Day present. This is look at this thing.
Wow.
It's a a neck and shoulder massager.
I heard there's been a recall on some of those. There have been some unfortunate incidents. Yes.
I might have a stroke. It might pinch a nerve, but oh my God, it feels pretty darn good. I got to show you.
What happens if it gets you in a step over toe hold or a choke hold or something? A rear naked choke is what it looks like you're in. It looks like you're in an MMA match.
Oh my God, it's good. All right, let me show you this thing. This is ridiculous.
Does it move? Well, what is that?
So it's, first of all, it's cordless. You charge it up to a lithium battery, and then it takes a charge for a while. But it's got these little things, like these little knot things that swivel around. You know how when you sit in those chairs sometimes?
Yeah.
And then has this button here.
Those chairs work. I mean, you see them in the Atlantic City airport. I'm always tempted to
Jay
put a couple of
Lex
quarters
used to have a really solid chair.
Yeah.
That was pretty decent.
Oh, this is good. I tell you what, I also want to do. I want to go back to the beach.
Don't you need the belly buster version of that?
What
wasn't there? Remember when they were advertising this belt that you put on and it would melt away the pounds and inches of fat?
I definitely needed one of those.
What was that?
That
I
might need two of those.
That always frightened me a little bit. Yeah, with the lithium battery too, because isn't that the stuff that always catches fire in the Teslas? Yeah, or those little skateboards that people have powered.
Yeah, it had the magic elixir. I don't know. It must have been like fortified with irradium or something. They just inject some radiation in you, and
It was the
eventually the
advent of
fat
cool
just.
sculpting, which is another seemingly impossible concept to understand.
Ozempic is the new rage, which I refuse
My
to go
wife
along with.
That's a big
all
mistake, I would think.
things.
Dixteen's
Supposedly,
on it.
it's the most magical drug ever. It cures cancer, it cures Alzheimer's, and it'll
It's
give you
it's
no appetite. You lose weight tomorrow.
Yeah.
it's used for diabetes. It's actually it's what they call the label use is for diabetes only. Now off label use, it's been used as this magic weight loss thing because apparently it does in the first couple of months make pounds magically melt away. I think it's cheating, and we don't know
It
the
can't be
long-term
good for you.
effects.
I mean, it would be like, I mean, you don't like to say it, but I mean, going on a diet by getting a disease. I mean,
No,
so
but the thing is, people who are not diagnosed with diabetes are
right
using it.
are using it as a
And
weight
it's
loss.
an
Yes.
injectable. It's like one of those things where you
Oh
just
yeah,
inject
Yes, you
yourself in the
inject yourself.
belly
couldn't just
once
take a
week.
B12 shot or something.
I don't know this, but
No?
you know who's on it. Dixtine. Dixtine is using it, and it's been curbing his appetite.
How's he look?
Pretty much the same. No, he says he lost like 20 pounds in the first 3 weeks,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
well, you
if he's
can't
still
find it
on
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Ozempic. I prefer to lose my weight. Well, actually, I don't lose any weight, but if I were to lose weight, I prefer to do it the old-fashioned way. Do the work. You got to burn calories and consume less calories. It's just simple science, folks. All right, here we are.
Judy has a good idea though, which it's hard to do it yourself, but and it always is better, I guess, when there's going to be some sense of shame attached to it. When you go to like the Weight Watchers weekly weigh-ins. I remember being I was endorsing some diet fad that was around at the time on the radio.
Nutrisystem. Dan
Well,
Green.
I did that one too. I mean, you can't help but lose weight on Nutrisystem because the portions are so minuscule that you could eat anything. You could eat ice cream in those portions, and you would lose weight. But the diet was the cookie diet. You remember that when that was out for a while?
Scalp massage, guys.
Look at
You
that.
can eat it. It
Looks
looks
like
like
you're
it's
going
about to
to
eat.
put your head on fire.
Is this an alien? What is
Yeah.
happening?
I think you have been
No,
drinking
but
too
I'm
much.
turning
I was
red.
just telling you Joanne, and I looked. I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? Is it eating him? Oh my god, he's eating him on
Your
me.
daughter gave me that, or the ex-wife?
no.
I'm trying to figure it out. That's some cockamamie thing.
We've jumped the shark here on the lunchbox.
Cookie
out
diet.
back to a
Anyway,
restaurant.
they had you weigh in every week, and the doctor gave you a dirty look if you gained weight.
All right, so
And
here's the
right
thing.
before the weigh-in, I used to go sit in a steam bath at Shula's for a while after playing tennis. And then
I
I
got
would
bad-
schwitz out like 12 pounds and go in there and weigh in. A guy would go, oh, good, you're observing this perfectly, which I wasn't, obviously.
I got bad news for Judy. I am not going to Weight Watchers. Even if Oprah Winfrey herself came to me with a plea, an emotional
Does she still have a
plea-
piece of Weight Watchers?
Oh
Oprah?
yeah, she does. And,
Okay.
they don't call it Weight Watchers anymore because that's too shameful. They just call it WW.
That was
and-
so popular. I mean, way back in the day, like when my mother used to be on a diet, she'd go on Weight Watchers, and
Yeah,
it would
it's
work,
old school.
because basically you're not eating 1/3 of what you used to eat before, and you're eating better stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, I amend that. If Oprah Winfrey herself showed up at my door with a big fat check and said, "I'd like you to try Weight Watchers," then
If they
I
wanted to be
would.
the title sponsor of the show, would you
Oh,
suddenly
yeah.
go on Weight Watchers?
We would
'Cause-
ditch food in a heartbeat. We
Yeah.
would say, "Yeah, we would." we could call this the exercise hour or Mike Mayo's Pilates or something.
There
like
you
that.
go.
Get me into the gym.
But we should just follow this show up with an exercise show of some sort, right? Get some woman who's a trainer that is really good and in shape and can shame all of us into doing what we need to do to kind of get it together.
I think I broke some capillaries because I'm feeling a little bit lightheaded now. The thing
You're
is,
actually
dangerous.
showing a green glow. And I don't think it's
The clown
I don't think
mask?
it's Lubie's computer equipment here this time.
Oh,
I think
really?
it's actually
Okay.
a result of that.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
No.
Hey, by the way, this show I feel good about. Yesterday's show, I apologize to anybody who was watching. One of the things I prided myself when I was a columnist writer for the paper was, I always had a good batting average. I had very few strikeouts and whiffs, a lot of singles and doubles. I wasn't the home run hitter all the time. wasn't breaking out any kind of well, no, sometimes I would hit some home runs. I don't want to be modest, but yesterday was a complete strikeout of a show. I don't know where my brain was at. It was covered in fat, and
No, well, we had to sit through it with you, which was rough.
I know it was painful.
I mean, it's
Just
one
all
thing.
over
I
the
don't
place.
mind just turning the camera on here
But-
and sitting here. That's fine, but
But
it was
we
rough.
move
I
on.
was going to excuse myself at some
No,
point.
it was pretty bad. It was
Yeah.
rough. I was lost. I was a lost child. Today, I got to give myself credit because I've rebounded out a show sheet, even with doing the best of weekly Zoom meeting right up till 2 minutes before showtime.
I think you were inspired by Dick Steen today.
That
Today,
is
yeah,
true.
Dick
You
Steen-
weren't in a. I was gonna say the S word. You weren't in a crappy mood today. I forgot you would have had the meeting today. You weren't
It's called
harumphing. Good job. It only took
The
2
happiest you
years.
are is when Joe Beja shows up
Oh,
after you've already consumed a couple of meals at 10 Palms. And
Oh,
and the
the
races are
cocktails.
about to get underway. I don't know
Cocktails.
that I see you in a better mood on the show than
that's
that
going
period of
so
time.
well, and it's almost the summertime season of racing, which means you get weekends at Gulfstream with live racing, and then also Saratoga is going to be opening up, and Del Mar is going to be.
Oh,
opening up.
God. My man Frank Miramonte is going to be calling the races there. And did you see what happened last Saturday?
I did not.
Okay, well, this was interesting because Frank, I've known him since long before he actually got started in the business. He was doing some stretch call thing on the phone. Remember, he used to call like a 900 number, and you get the stretch call,
Yeah,
and that's how you got your race results if you wanted them instantly, as
it's
opposed
like
to
99 cents a minute too.
Right,
some
right.
ripoff,
So he was doing that. Then he got the job at Hialeah. He eventually evolved and got the Santa Anita job after lots of trials and tribulations. And now he's going to be calling it Saratoga. But Bob Baffert and him have been famous buddies forever. And Baffert had this $1 million horse. It was $1 million purchase, and it was making its debut in a stakes race at Santa Anita last Saturday, the 7th race.
Let me guess
And
the
so-
name. The game was Miramonte, right?
Miramonte, yes.
I did catch that. I saw.
So
I didn't see what
Miramonte had to
happened.
call a race with Miramonte in it. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite the Green Monkey, that $8 million horse that ran up the track and never won a race, but it ran a distant second to the longest shot in the field and barely nosed out another horse in a 5-horse field. So not a total waste of time, first-time starter, but certainly not the impressive beginning that they were looking for. And then Miramonte didn't get a chance to call himself as a winner, which would have been interesting.
But again, it's always an honor to have a horse named after you, and you always try to make it a good one if you're naming it after somebody that you supposedly like. I know they named a horse after Spielberg. I think it was a Baffert horse that I don't know which owner, but if
Joey
you're
with
going to name
Saragusa. I mean, with
yeah,
Saragusa.
Saragusa, but if you're going to name it like after Steven Spielberg, like the biggest director producer in Hollywood, kind of want to make sure he's not a bottom level claimer. So
Yeah, you never know. You just never know.
But it's a tough game. Hey, we got another break already. This show is just zipping by. It's great. And and Miramonte, besides being a great race caller, and now he's going to be getting the prime gig of calling the Saratoga races, also a huge pizza aficionado.
Big
right?
time. Turned me on
Loves
to a lot of
pizza.
pizza places here. You know what he was a big fan of at one time? The Sicilian pizza. This is kind of a hole-in-the-wall joint there on Cypress Creek Road. Downtown Pizza, which was very popular because it was open till like 5 in the morning
Okay, yeah.
when other places were closed up earlier, and knows every pizza joint in every city. And it's funny too. I don't know if he's still the same because maybe he's refined himself a little bit from where he was before. But you would get in his car, and in the back would be like 20 empty pizza boxes,
kind of
somewhat
like
like
me.
partial pies still in them from like weeks
me on a
ago.
good day.
It
I
was
heard he
incredible.
might be a vegetarian now.
He is.
that
He
true?
doesn't
Yeah.
eat meat. Yeah.
He doesn't eat meat, so he's just going to be going for the mushroom and pepper.
Well, one of the
If
funniest
he's-
people
he's-
you'll ever meet in your
if
life.
he's ever down here, Defo, and he's
Yeah.
in town, can we go for a meal at the pizza spot? Because I doubt he's tried that yet. I'd like him to check out.
Yeah,
Pizza
I mean,
Spot.
I would be curious to see his review of the pizza spot because he really does. He was calling it Monmouth Park. He's been all over the country because it's kind of a nomadic business while you're making your way through and trying to get one of these prime gigs like he has now at Santa Anita and Saratoga, two of the best that you can have in the country.
Yeah.
But
It's good for
New
him.
Jersey, he was all over it at Monmouth Park when he was calling there, and he
Yeah,
knew
lots of
every
good-
every
lots of
pizza
good-
joint on the Jersey Shore.
Lots of good pizza joints. Hey, talking about good places to go for food, we're going to be going Thursday to our friends at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. They're going to be doing a little bit of a pre-July 4th festivities. We're going to be having some Wagyu hot dogs and some brisket burgers. And I'm trying to get the Jose to throw a few shrimp on the Barbie because, hey, we're in South Florida and Delaware has the greatest seafood selection. And I'm going to try to get a little healthy. So why not put a little fish on the grill, a little shrimp, those Key West pink shrimp, all the good stuff you'll find right there at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. They're open 7 days a week. They're at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, right across from the old Seminole Classic Casino. There's a big chicken on the roof, so you can't miss it. And it is very convenient. They'll do curbside if you want to just have them, deliver your order right to the window of the car, not even have to step out into the parking lot where there's a threat of rain, it seems like every day. But you want to maybe brave a few raindrops to go in and see the beautiful selection, the store, just everything. The display cases have just such great quality stuff, whether it's the poultry, all this homemade sausages, the pork sausage, the chicken sausage. They have the beef products, the pork products, and of course they have the freshest in South Florida seafood from the Gulf, the Keys, the Atlantic, all the fish, all the crabs, the lobsters they do get in from Maine. They also have the Florida lobster tails as well. Whatever you want, they have it. At Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood. I'm going to blame that on the massage. I always get these two mixed up. And you know why? Because they're again, old school places that have been around forever, that do things right and have great customer service. Doug Carter and his crew at Delaware will take great care of you. Go in there and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
It's weird too because when you look in the cases there, the showcases, and you're eyeballing all of this great stuff, and you're thinking this would be more indicative of a premium, high-priced type of place, and then you see the prices, and you're like, wait a minute, man, these are lower than I can get anywhere else in town. So the combination of price and quality is just unbeatable at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Can't wait to get there. And I hope they do take your advice. Maybe throw a couple of lobster tails on the grill, too. All right, coming back to finish off a much more festive edition of the Lunchbox in just a moment.
Back on my game. Beach Cafe. It's a South Florida landmark, and it's one happy restaurant right on the water. Tables literally on the beach. A place where you could dip your toes in the sand, kick back, relax with island vibes, tropical drinks, and live music daily. You know it. It's at One Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. And of course, it has Chef Chris Nealon and his famed Caribbean Floridian cuisine. With a huge menu with something for everyone. Seafood, raw bar, conch fritters, burgers, sandwiches, salads, deli specials, and of course, that famous Bimini bread. They've got a great staff that'll take great care of you. There's something to celebrate every day. Open 7 days until late. Parking available on site. Happy hour weekdays 4 to 7 p.m. Go check out more at arubabeachcafe.com. Better yet, go in there yourself at Aruba Beach Cafe. Good food, drinks, friends, and laughter are always the catch of the day. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Oh, we're back on the Lunchbox, and I don't know, my computer is doing some goofy stuff now, but hopefully I'm still here. Yeah, we great to see all the people on the chat line today, including some people who I thought maybe we'd never see again, but here they are, and it's great to have a loyal crowd. Love all the comments. All right, maybe I'll go to Weight Watchers once, but and I think I could do it myself. It's just having a show like this is definitely
but
meditation.
It's not a show problem. You double and triple book yourself. Why on days that we're going out to places would you set up all these freaking lunches and dinners like that?
Because everybody's very busy, and I gotta grab people while they have availability, and no, it's just excuse making. I should not do these things. I should save my eating for like when we do a show at home. So that's what I did. Hey, it's already 1 o'clock. Defo, you got anything on tap?
What do I
Any
have?
big, horse
We have some phone
races,
calls
or-
to make. I got to do the walk of life. It looks to be clear outside right now, so I want to get that in before. Is it going to be pouring rain again all afternoon like it has been lately?
Probably. It's
Yeah.
rainy season. Did you see there's a storm brewing too? Is his name Brett? Brett
Uh,
Tesler is the agent of the
Yeah,
stars.
Brett.
Is going to be
Already a
coming as
hurricane,
a hurricane.
looming. I don't know. It
Yeah.
doesn't appear to be a threat to South Florida, as they say. But you obviously feel the pain of
Really
the people that it may,
Seems-
influence in a very negative fashion.
Seems too early.
Who,
for that
could
sort
live?
of
What
thing,
is
but-
it? Is it the Lesser Antilles? Who could live there where every hurricane
Always.
has a
Every
bullseye?
storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every storm, just blows right over. How is there anything left there, my friend? Who lives there?
yeah.
A couple of Eskimos? I mean, who's there?
I don't know, but I prefer the greater Antilles to the lesser than. So
I mean,
I'd
and how
always rather
inferior
be
do you feel if
greater
you're
than-
from the Lesser Antilles as opposed to being from the Greater Antilles?
Pretty
Is it
inferior.
a class thing? I mean, division, or how do they figure that out? I guess it's
These are
geographical.
things that even I have researched yet, and you know me, I usually research everything. But all I know is down here, anytime two little clouds start wrapping around each other in the Lesser Antilles, everybody starts getting into a frenzy here, especially on Channel 7 with their weather maps.
I
and
have to
things
put
like
my
that.
plywood
So-
up now.
No, you know me. I'm rooting for another storm.
course.
Papa needs
You're
shoes.
hoping they blow the
Yeah.
roof off that place.
Roof is sort of in. So I may be like, well,
Why don't you take some of this money you're copping off these insurance companies and open a restaurant? And Lubie and I will be happy to
Never
eat
know
there
how,
every night.
no
It'd be
way.
great.
No, because again, the way the way you could, how do you end up with $1 million? Well, open a restaurant when you start with 4
Yeah.
million. That's
It's,
the
they don't pay the track.
no, and I am trying to iron out the rest of this flood claim. It is a pain in the tuchus. Hopefully, you're going to get that done in the next couple of weeks because it's exhausting, fellas. It's like a real full-time job. Oh man! All right, I'm off to the pizza spot, and then can't wait to see Joey and the crew at Seville tonight.
Send
We'll
us some
miss you there,
pictures of
Lubie.
both.
well,
Will you?
send our regards to everyone. We love
Yeah.
all those.
I will send regards. I will send pictures, and you will see me tomorrow, hopefully in a good state, ready to start a new chapter of my Mike Moderation Mayo. That's going to be the triple M starting tomorrow.
The show,
How
the
many
show would
times
lose
have
its
we heard
appeal
this?
if you weren't eating for the three of us.
Mike Moderation Mayo. All right, that's it. Enjoy yourselves, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. For Defo and Lubie, I'm Mike Mayo saying enjoy every pizza, every paella, and enjoy every chicken parm sandwich.